Unresolved mysteries surround Stefan and Jen Soto. The new investigation seeks justice, and we hope for an announcement from law enforcement soon. Will LE announce an arrest, or will they clear Jen Soto, the mother of Madeline Soto?
Okay, let's look at
that is good. That's you.
All right, I'm coming. I'm just working slow. I'm meandering. All right. Where am I? Okay, September 24th. All right, to Stefan. All right, that's good. You heard from your parents. I know they're waiting when they're able to get in touch with you. So you are constantly on the move to the dorms depending on your behavior. They have bingo. You do more than I do on the outside. I'm not familiar with prison life, which is why there are all the questions and they're coming from. It seems you have to have privileges and perks. These are all stuck together. When I think of life behind bars, I think of sleeping constantly and being bored. I was just going to ask, are the prices of the canteen the same? Where were you in Appalachia? Did you see any crazy things go down? I'm trying to read this, but it's kind of, did the library have books that you wanted? I assume something happened that you were in a rush to get to Jen's and needed anxiety medication before you left. I really think they need to question her again, meaning Jen Soto. You should speak up when it comes to her, because she's definitely not thinking about you when she's putting it all on you. She is the blame too. I have only been to Disney once. It was cool. Do you think you're going to get back in to fight the case? What do you foresee you doing regarding your case? I did reach out and find about the messaging and the FOIA. I haven't heard back. Now we have. And the FOIAs, we just don't know. All right. September 25th. To Stefan, or wait.
Yeah,
to Stefan. I'll just read it real quick.
Hey, you again.
So this is random, but it popped in my head. That morning, did Jen help you dress Maddie? If she threw up, she had to get it all over. Plus, you washed the bedding. I was curious. I believe one of the pics shows the throw up from the nightstand.
And that's the end of whatever the PDF is that we got. I have a question. Is he in that new place permanently now? Is that like his permanent home, or can he get moved again?
That is absolutely his permanent home.
Okay.
That being said, you guys do me a favor. There's 1,500 people in chat. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you haven't. If you don't have a membership, you get one. Share this. We're going to take the documentation that I didn't share with you guys, and we formatted it to reach out again to the new chief of police, law enforcement, detectives from I have it all written down here, but let me see what else. Let me see. So there's a new, the process for the info, there's a new chief, and the new chief of police said that if we don't get traction, they're sure the mainstream news will put pressure on Jen to get investigated and arrested as well. This new chief of police, the new group of law enforcement that doesn't include Marcos Lopez and all the trafficking people, want to see Jen Soto held accountable, and they feel like she also should have been arrested. All right. Mark Morris, Major Crime Units. We have a Court TV producer, Wesh 2 Channel News, and Osceola Gazette that we are talking to and going to get Jen in the spotlight and get real evidence so that they can either open the case or continue the case. Okay. That's where we are. Thank you so much, Spirit Seeker. Now, do you want to say anything? And anyone want to kind of try to ask questions that we can answer? Go ahead, Synth.
Yeah. So we're just waiting to hear for the next responses, I guess.
Right. And we have the same, we all have the same reaction that you do, not Clementine. We absolutely want to know. And when I've asked that, we want to know about the hyoid bone because 60 pounds of pressure. And every time I've asked that, I was told that it was like a hairline fracture that could have been caused from shaking her, which only we would know if we had the autopsy and we were able to talk to the medical examiner. So do I believe that? That was the first question I asked too. No, I don't believe that. If the hyoid bone was actually broken, like hardcore, that wouldn't be possible. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Yeah. The only thing I want to say about the whole
Yes, good idea.
FBI
Good idea,
shenanigans
Karen.
and all that is just it's supposed to be about crime, and there was just a lot of vitriol, and it you know when that game you play when they say something that you do a hit or you punch someone or whatever the heck. Every time they were saying GOC, my husband was laughing. He almost had an asthma attack because it was ridiculous. Okay. And you can have your opinions and stuff, but I didn't, at least the first time we were on there, it wasn't like that. We had other stuff
Yep.
going on, and there was some hate because of the, you know, high school stuff. But yeah, I wish it was more. I want them off because they don't check their sources, or they don't cite their sources, or they don't really go into it, or I don't like their voice, or I don't like their
Right.
material, or I don't like how they present it, or whatever the hell. Because for all of the money that they take in,
They
and the
could be on it.
$400 that their people put, where's that $400 going to? Because I'm pretty sure it's not being donated like Jay does to the NCMEC. So that's all I
Right.
got to say on that one. You know, people, we put our
and you
money where the mouth is. Mods do not get paid. Mods do everything they do out of the goodness and graciousness of their spirit and their heart, and it has nothing to do with that we like Stefan, or we're trying to get in his pants, or we are untruthful. You can Google me. You can find out everything you know. You can email me, and I will tell you everything because I have no filter from the TBI that I have.
right. And we're not
There's no illusion. There's none of that. And if you don't know, then that's your fault because you haven't been paying attention. Go back and replay. We got over 1,000 videos. Goodbye.
and yeah, thank
Alicia.
you. And now we're here. We're taught. We just read almost an hour, a little over an hour of the messages from Stefan, and you could see we gave him how many questions did we leave for him? Question after question after question after question. So we're waiting for the response. If you don't want to hear the response, don't come back here. All right.
No,
Now
not the
beyond
medical
the
examiner
evidence.
didn't lie. A medical examiner did what they could with the state of the body and the decomposition that it was at. You guys got to go
Yeah.
back and listen, okay?
They
If you
didn't
think
lie.
science and think logic and don't be thinking your emotions and don't be thinking your heart and don't be getting emotional
Right.
because you're
Yeah,
not
yeah,
going to
no.
be able to help us get Jen arrested if you all are having hootenanny fits, okay? You have to be logical. You have to be as to the law and the word of the law as you can be, and that's where you build the case.
Okay,
That's
and
how
they
you
don't.
build the case.
These people are just on YouTube. They're just people that want to watch and sometimes see a train wreck. So I'm not going to address them anymore. Nina
Yeah.
Drew, thank you so much. I know you're a Turtle Island friend. In defense, the Turtles. It was another creator having her people call in, via Stearns to kick guilty of crime. Dolly would have liked to talk to Stearns. And Nina Drew, here's another thing as well. The baby that was supposed to be a dead baby on my thumbnail, they arrested her mom, by the way, and they're looking to have her adopted out. So, I mean, we just don't. That's not the community that we have, and it's not the community that we're ever going to join. Nor do we want to be in. Please kick us off. Okay, nobody knows what we're talking about. We're done with that
Yes,
topic.
it's good.
We are digging for more information. We are working with the news station, law enforcement, and all the people I named off in the beginning. We are working to continue to work on the case to get Jen Soto arrested with the evidence that is provided and the autopsy, the toxicology. No medical examiner lied. However, the medical examiner didn't give a clear indication exactly of what happened ever because she's a minor. They gave a broad theory of strangulation and asphyxiation and or, which can leave a huge gap. So the only way we're going to get that information is if law enforcement orders it for the case to be open against Jen Soto. All right. Any other questions?
No, but tell Rebecca that, you know, if my brain gets back into gear, I'm supposed to finish my BA so I go to law school next year, but, you know, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. And I don't have any kind of nothing, no law, no nothing too. I just want to see Jen Soto be arrested for the part
you have
that
the
she had.
passion, and you're the Kirk. I am Spock. I am the science station, you know, and if I need to go in a pond far every now and then and do some to puck and whatever, it's, you know how the Vulcans are. and
Right.
the Vulcan neck pinch and Spaceballs, and that's how it goes. So there you are. And you
Yes,
know,
they did. They
justice will
arrested.
prevail.
Yep.
The
Yeah, we're
darkness
not
is
gonna.
not in the dark forever.
All right. Mary, please says, please send the guilty crime poll to the new sheriff and tell him to get on it. We're not going to share the poll, but we're going to share the information that we have, and we're going to put Jen Soto back in the spotlight so that they can continue with this case. That the new police chief agrees that she should have been arrested. She's culpable, and they just said, okay, we got the arrest. These people were trafficking. These people, law enforcement, the chief of police, and the people, even his wife was trafficking money, and who knows what else. They weren't paying attention to Jen Soto at the time, and that's what we want to do. All right, so
You
that's
remember
what we
when
are.
that sheriff got caught, the one that leaked her picture? He got caught in his uniform. He thought he was going to get a damn reward for being yeah, no. Mm-mm.
Yeah.
When I saw that, yeah, no, you'll get found out soon enough. Patience is a virtue, people. This stuff can take many years.
Right. So
This is
on
why
the
we got to keep
overall,
it going and keep it
yeah.
going and watered and
Hold on. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Sorry about that. Okay, let me pull this down. I'm just going to quickly go over the what we have to bring, what I have to bring to law enforcement and all the people that are behind the scenes that are working on this with me. By the way, I have a whole team, not my mods. I actually have a whole team that's in Florida that is helping me to get in touch with all of these people, which now includes, and thank you, the lady Shannon Butler, WFTV, the one that called in law enforcement originally over Jen Soto's interview and said she's guilty as hell. So
and
that,
Lynn, you said shout out to Lynn. I can't.
yes,
You said to say that too.
huge shout out to Lynn. All right. So what we're doing is using my platform to put the spotlight on Jen Soto and get in touch with law enforcement, because Jennifer Soto would not give a deposition but lawyered up. She didn't go to any of the vigils.